Hello, 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 my monsters and mechas. How's everybody doing? I really hope I'm coming through loud and clear because there's been some weird stuff that it keeps telling me that stuff isn't going right, but I can't work out what's gone wrong. So y'all keep me right. And as always, it's not a Live and Let's Die stream without technical difficulties. So yeah, it's Friday. The working week is over for some of us. For me, maybe not for you. My condolences if it's not. But we're going to get back into crafting with the kaiju. I've moved things around a little. The camera's over there now rather than it was used to be over there. And then this camera used to be up, yeah, and now it's over, yeah. It, oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. Things are changing. Things are happening. No, I just got some new stuff, and I like to have a change. You know when you do that thing where you rearrange everything in your room, and you're like, yes, I am I am now a better person, like entirely, because I have shifted four things around, and then that's how I feel. That's how I feel. You know, new kaiju, who dis? Is me. It's no, it's still me. It's still me. They haven't replaced me yet. But yeah. So if the thumbnail and the title didn't give it away, I am going to tackle some of my backlog. Anybody who knows me personally knows that I have a horrifying backlog of miniatures, half-finished projects, um, kit pash ideas, and sometimes just bits of trash that I've found that I've decided to pick up, wash, and keep in a box somewhere because it's definitely going to be useful later. Definitely. Uh, so yeah, that's I think we're all guilty of that at times in our life. So we'll say hello to some people in the chat who've come to join us. Hello Shadow Star, hello Jekka, hello Pond Maiden, hello Guardian Zin, hello Jeremy, hello Gimli. It's good to see you all. How's everybody doing? How are we going doing? People got Shadow Star, you got your Easter break lined up. That's awesome. That's awesome. As long as we don't have a sudden Shriggus appearance. Never rule out the appearance of Shriggus. Shriggus can and will appear at any time. For those of you that might be a little bit confused about Shriggus, Shriggus is one of the crewmates of Mikey's Sea of Thieves streams that he does on a Wednesday night with myself, the Cannonball DJ, and him, and our good friend Shriggus. Shriggus is a unknowable and unstoppable force of nature who loves beetles and getting drunk and generally just getting in the way. Um, so yeah, that's always a good time to set sail for Fail series because I love Sea of Thieves and I love my friends and doing the two of them together. It's a good time. It's a good fun time. Right. So there's no one to replace you. Hey, Crazy Doug, how's it going, man? How's it going? Lars, good to see you, man. First time in a long time I've had a chance to catch a live stream. Hope you're all well. Yeah, I'm not too bad, not too bad. This will probably be the last live stream that I do at this time because my real life work has like I've changed my shift pattern slightly, so I'll be working later, which means I'll be starting this later. I'm still aiming to keep doing the crafting with the kaiju streams, but I might just do them a bit later. But if that doesn't work out, I might move them to a Saturday. But who knows? I'll keep y'all posted, and that's down the way. That's a ways away. That's a ways away. Work it out. But yes, back to the original point that I was making. It's fascinating. I can watch my own hands, but I'm watching them on the screen. It's great. So yes, anyone who knows me personally knows that I have a sizable backlog of miniatures, and it was probably time that I started doing something about it because I was racking my brain for a long time. I was like, oh, what could I do? Paint this one. Oh, I'll paint this new thing. I was like, oh, I'll paint that new thing. I was like, oh, I'll print this off and like paint that, and that'll be a good time. And I'm like, I need to stop doing weird like side projects and I need to sit down and actually do a single project that I've decided to do. So I think like 2 days before New Year's, I picked up the Start Collecting box for Slaves to Darkness because Slaves to Darkness has been a personal favorite army of mine in Age of Sigmar because I love chaos, but I like unified chaos. I'm not a huge fan of like I don't want to pigeonhole myself into one god. Morning, handsome. Hey, you're right, Grimace. Good to see you. Um, so I don't want to pigeonhole myself into one chaos god. You know, I represent all four, maybe five, possibly seven. There's a lot of gods. There's a lot of chaos gods out there. So I went for Slaves to Darkness because also my favorite model and my favorite Age of Sigmar character of all time, Archeon the Everchosen, is the head honcho of the Slaves to Darkness. So it's like, why not actually flesh out and have a proper army? So I bought the Start Collecting box. I hit the ground running, started painting a couple of them. I got like bashed out a couple of them, and then I got a case of the big sads and the big. I got the big meh, and I left them alone for a long time. But now I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get back into it because there's a lot of cool Age of Sigmar stuff that's coming, and I know that I am going to probably cast that all aside as soon as the vampires drop. So I'll try and get some of it done now, and you guys can sort of keep me on the right a little bit and be like, hey, let's get more of that backlog done. And hopefully I'll keep you guys on the right and be like, hey, what you got going on? Keep going with it. But it's okay to take a break too. Like, don't feel bad. It's supposed to be a hobby. It's supposed to be fun at the end of the day. If it's not fun, don't do it. That's the thing when it comes to hobbies. So I managed to get the whole like box primed, and I got some of them done already. So I'll show off. So these are some of them already, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. So full of character and flavor. And flavor is the key to most things in life. So I was aiming for just a very like the quickest kind of scheme I could go for. Something that was easily I could do like fairly quickly, but still get a good result, which I think I've managed here. Had some help from the guys down at the shop. I mean, it was so weird. Like I said, it was the 2 days before New Year's where things were still open. That was crazy. I remember those days, those strange, crazy, heady times. So I can't remember the entire color scheme of it, so I'm going to try and piecemeal that all together, and we'll see how it goes. As always, we've got our today's poison is Juice Monster, Energy and Juice, Monarch, hopefully made with real butterflies. So get that pop open, and we'll go. Oh, peachy, just peachy. So let's get cracking with the knacking. So let's go and play that for some Warhammer World. I would look like I'm looking forward to everything opening up again because I want to take like a long weekend down to Warhammer World and just like make a weekend tournament of it. I think that'd be great fun. I have like me and a couple like me, Jules, Mikey, a couple of our friends like clearing things like that. We've already kind of like I've already said to them is that things can open up. We're gonna have our own like local tournament. Like it's gonna be like the Live and Let's Dice Invitational. Have a nice like 2 day tournament kind of thing. Just everybody get together, bring the armies and stuff. Have loads of games. Just the idea of just like sort of being together in a nice sort of gaming community again. It's good stuff. So, I'm trying to remember how I did this. It's not Black Templar first. It's yes. There we go. So, chap down in the shop. Yeah, Monster Bros. Number 3. This is my second can of Monster of the day, but it's like my third caffeinated beverage. I really need to cut down on caffeine. It's probably doing me absolutely no favors, but I like to have like my little treat day on a Friday. You know, it's all about self-compassion. Sorry there, I got a little bit sidetracked. My mum just texted me. I think she's asked me about what I'm doing for Easter. I don't know. I'm sure I'm about to be told. Right, so this color scheme that was given to me by a chap down a store. It's cool. So what he recommended is you use the Leviathan blue first, and you put it over. Then you go back over again with Black Templar, and it gives a very subtle blue, but still a black armor, and it just works. So we're just gonna. You'll also notice that these chaps don't have heads, because I took them off and put them to one side to give them a little bit of attention. So yeah, we're just going to get this Leviathan. I'm going to keep calling it Leviathan blue, but it's Leviathan blue. But we're just going to get this all up in the business, all around the places and things. Because it's a contrast paint, we're not having to do any thinning or anything like that. So that was the main thing I was looking for. I just wanted something I could slap on quickly. Oh, Gimli's on his third beer. It's a Friday, mate. Enjoy yourself. You know, it's Friday night crafting with the Kaiju. Get yourself a warm or cold beverage of your choice. You know, something a little bit indulgent and luxuriant. That is what the body craves. So I'm not being overly neat, but I'm trying not to overspill too much because I don't want to have to go back and forth a lot. But you get the basic gist of what I'm going for here. Going for the armor. There we go. I can probably actually move this camera up a little bit and still be. I can move the camera up and still be feared. Oh, that's a little bit nicer, isn't it? Because you can see what I'm doing, and I'm not having a sort of stretch. It's all a learning process, people. It's a learning process. So there you go. So you can kind of see it on the camera. It's a little bit washed out, but it's like you can kind of get the idea that there is blue, like a dark navy blue that I've put over here. Okay, so I'll keep going. This feels weird. This isn't doing it right. Glove's coming off. I think this one's a bit past its prime. There we go. I know. Ordered a bunch of single pre-painted. I use a Pathfinder I missed when I could order a whole box. Yeah, I know that feeling. As I said, anyone who's like been round to my house or knows me, who's known me personally for any length of time, will be able to tell you that I have an obscene amount of minis. The 3D printer helped in no way, shape, or form. It made everything 10 times worse. because originally I got it and I was like, oh, this is cool. I can print off like whatever minis I want and things, and just be like, yeah, this is the one mini. I'll print it off and I'll paint it and I'll move on to the next one. It's like there are so many good Patreons out there of people who have done like so many good like 3D printing files, and it's like a kid in the candy store. Like I just pick and choose. Like I see another one, I'm like, oh, I'll go for that for a month, or oh, I'll go for that for a month, and like I think I spend more on STL files in a month than I would regularly do on like boxes of minis. Yes, yeah, Pond Maiden's got it. Just got it in one. Like the you end up with so many things, and like I love mini painting, and I know that this is something that is definitely more than a hobby for myself. It is like this is my art. I made peace with my gods a long time ago that by hook or by crook I'm gonna be doing something in mini painting industry, like the hobby industry, one day. That's the dream goal, and I'm currently living that dream goal right now by painting stuff on the internet and having a chat with some wonderful people from all across the world is great. Um, but yeah, there is just so much stuff. Like I was looking through old Instagram photos and I posted a photo of my hobby desk less than a year ago, and comparing it to now, say 8 months later, if that, it is it's a huge. I'm already at capacity again for hobby space because I've ended up picking up so many like random bits of crap. It's it can get out of hand quick. Um, I know I probably should stop buying so many paints. I have almost every color under the sun, and I'm at a stage now where I'm smart enough to know how to mix colors. But I just love getting paints. I love it. It's great fun. But it's the same with like boxes and boxes of minis and things like that, and like storing it all because like, oh well, where do you keep the completed ones, and then where do you keep the ones that are in progress, and then where do you put the ones that like half built, or like stuff that needs to prime, and it's got to a stage now that I've like sort of started putting in an inbuilt tax on myself. Like if I'm planning to pick something up, I instantly think to myself, right, okay, you're gonna have to spend another like, whatever you're planning to spend or whatever you're planning to buy, add another 10, 15 quid onto that because you're gonna have to buy the storage to keep it somewhere because you just can't keep it all loose willy-nilly about the place. You gotta keep these things stored, otherwise it gets way out of control super quick. But we shall talk now about some great stuff in the hobby. Once he's done holding his breath in, trying to keep everything straight. Last weekend, GW released the promos for a full vampire army that's coming, the Soulblight Grave Lords, which is very cool. On top of that, Broken Realms Techless comes out for pre-order tomorrow morning. Very excited about that because I've been really enjoying the Broken Realms narrative, which is part of the reason it's sort of spurred me into actually getting some more Age of Sigmar stuff done. Oh, that's a horrendous overspill there. Didn't realise the cloak swung around quite so much. That's okay. We can neaten that up. I've got a pot of grace here that we can just use that to neaten up as we go. Hope it keeps me in check with the organisation. Otherwise, the downstairs of the house would be a battlefield. Yep, yep, totally get that. How did you and those nice guys meet? If you don't want to say, it's cool. I've just been wondering. No, it's fine. So me and Mikey have been friends the longest, and we met at Jay's birthday party about it'll be 7 years ago in June, and it was a it was an odd one. So yeah, we met at Jay's house party. Jay's one of the guys that we do set sail for fail with on Fang and Bang. Met at his birthday party at his house, and oh, what was it? So I think it was I overheard Mikey making a mention about Neverwinter Nights, or just like Neverwinter in general as a setting, and I literally stopped everything I was saying to the person I was talking to at the time, turned on my heels, and went, you talking about Dungeons and Dragons? And that was it. Me and Mikey have pretty much consistently hung out almost every day ever since for the past 7 years. Like that was it. Like the pair of us were just like, "Are you into Dungeons and Dragons?" "Yeah, I'm into Dungeons and Dragons." So it was cool. It's like, "Oh yeah." It's like you see, Princes of the Apocalypse had just come out, and the site that I bought it from sent me 2 copies, and for some reason didn't want the other copy back. So I was just like, "Oh, I've got a spare copy of Princes of the Apocalypse. Like, do you want it?" And things. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll take that." I was like, "Yeah, it's cool. I'll come around." And so yeah, the rest was pretty much history in terms of me and Mikey's friendship there. Um, we we pretty much hung out solidly. Yeah, for the past like 7 years, we've been living together uh, in this place for the past 4 years. I want to say, yeah, sounds about right. 4 years. Yeah, and then be about 3 years ago, I met Jules through like this is a weird like 6 degrees of separation sort of thing. Um, so both me and Mikey know Matthew Gregg, who any wrestling fans will know him as Botchamania. Like he does the Botchamania videos online. And so we knew Greg just as a general friend. Like to us, he was always just like that weird dude that did wrestling videos. So Greg knew what culture people, and he knew the cultaholic people. So he invited me over to as like a +1 to play board games at Adam Blampier's. Um, and then I met Jules at Blampier's, and then in a very similar vein as as how me and Mikey met, while we were playing board games, Jules made a Warhammer reference, and I was taken aback. I was like, Warhammer. I was like, I love Warhammer. And he was like, "Do you like Warhammer?" I was like, "No, Jules. fucking love Warhammer. And he was like, oh God, I don't know anybody else that like plays Warhammer up in Newcastle or anything like that. And I was like, I'll keep you right. I'll keep you right. So yeah, me and Jules like exchanged numbers. We like, we stay in contact, texted, hung out and stuff. And then invite, I was like, hey Jules, like, come meet my friends. I was like, we'll hang out and do stuff. So me, Mikey, and Jules just became firm friends. And yeah, that's pretty much the story of Live and Let's Dice. Um, you've seen most of it on camera now. That's it. Yeah, that's how we've been friends. So collectively, the three of us have been friends for about 3-4 years now. Which is very cool. See, yeah, the new vampire stuff. Maybe we'll tip back into getting fantasy stuff again. The Soulblight Gravelords look very, very cool. The vampire lords that they've got, like those named vampire lords that they've got coming out, very cool. It's all very, very cool. Hey, Julianne Delaney. I'm very well, very well. I'm just recapping the origin tale of the Live and Let's Dice boys. How you doing, Julie? Hope you're doing well. I keep looking over there because I've got the muscle memory of when having the camera over there, but I need to remember I need to keep looking over here. I mean, I can keep looking over there. That's absolutely fine. It just might be a bit confusing. Who knows? We'll all get there in the end. I'll just keep looking in random directions and see how that goes. Absolutely fine. Okie dokie. So, you've not entirely dried. I thought that was going to be the case. So you can kind of see that. See, it's nice and blue, but that's a bit too blue, which is why we're going to put the black on next. But we've got to let those dry a bit first. So what we'll do is we'll do some of these tiny, tiny wee heads. But we'll do them with a slightly smaller brush. Hey, Dr. Bacon, good to see you, my dude. How you been living? And you see, I'm going to be doing most of these with contrast paints because I just want something that's quick. Because the majority of my Slaves to Darkness is pretty much done. It's just like the bulk of like troops and things like that I want to get finished. So these won't be like the best paint job in the world, but it's gonna be nice. Like I'm going for nice, something that'll look all right from about 6 to 8 feet away on the tabletop. That's what we want. Tabletop standard, they call it. I always call it how much time are you willing to give a single model when there is like 10 of them in a unit. Rooting for you in the bat rep, but I'm not a player though. Yeah, yeah. I love the ogres. I love the ogre more tribes, and Mikey's full ogre force, as he's been collecting it, is really something to behold. Like it's a really nice force, and like the army has just clicked to him. But I, but unfortunately, because if you leave a battle tome around me unattended, I'll start reading it, and because I like to look at the ways that I'm going to get my ass beat, and then the cogs start turning, and I realize if he gets a charge off on me, I am a dead man. So I did my damnedest to make sure he didn't charge me, and he didn't. I was very lucky about that one. Um, So, I can understand rooting for the ogres, but I appreciate you rooting for me. I think that's also the first Age of Sigmar game I have won in probably about 2 or 3 years. So I'm glad that we got it on camera. There we go. Been major grinding on Destiny until my Xbox died yesterday. Ooh, I'm sorry to hear that, Dr. Bacon, my dude. That is rough. I've been playing a fair bit of Destiny myself lately. Uh, I love it. Season of the Chosen is just great for me. Just pick your own colors. The colors part of that. Right. So this color scheme is very close to how they present the armies. You can pick your own color schemes, and that's absolutely fine. With this one, I wanted something a bit more uniform because I'd painted Archeon in the classic color scheme. I'd done the same, like a similar armor color, like this bluish black, and I wanted these guys to be sworn to the Ever Chosen. So I wanted to go for the classic blue black armor. Um, you can do them in all sorts of different ways. I kept the books to one side because there's some great stuff in here. It's always good just to. Where is it all? Yeah, this is all the boring rules. Where's the nice army showcase? Right, yeah. So show 'em. So you can see there, you can kind of have them in all sorts of different. You have them in different colors. Like if you're picking them to like certain gods or something like that, or just however you feel. However you feel. But yeah, I wanted to go with something a bit classic. Pun Maiden says I'm playing Destiny right now. Yes, yes. I'm at like season rank 95, 96. I'm so close to maxing out the season rank, which I'm going to be very happy if I can manage that one. Um, yeah, Season of the Chosen has been so good. Oh, have you got the title? I've yet to get a single title in Destiny, but I am what is known in the Destiny community as a shit player. But Season of the Chosen has just like really popped for me. Like great story, great interactions. I love the weapons and the armor and stuff that I've been getting. Oh, love it. And the story. Finished off the story the other day, and I was like, oh, that was fun. That was very fun. Very fun story. Okay, you still, yeah, you're still a bit wet. A bit wet too, but it's all right. It's all right. We can keep going. Oh, you've tried. You've tried. You'll be dry by the time we get back around to it. So, what we'll do is we'll do some little details. You can see. Just got. I think I turned off the autofocus. I think that's what I did. So you might not be able to see the teeny tiny helmets, but that's okay. So going on here. So what games have people been playing other than the very excellent Destiny 2 Season of the Chosen? There we go. Hussein, you've been playing some Hades. I've only watched Hades being played. I've not played it yet. Need to get myself into that because it looks so much fun. Been playing a lot of Binding of Isaac as well lately. again. Oh, I like how this guy's eye patch has like got the proper like crossed strings to make sure it really stays on, because you know he doesn't want to freak people out with his empty socket. That's nice of him. That's very nice. That's cool. Ah, Dead Man's Tail is such a fun weapon. Sticking with Warcraft, yeah. Here, Shadowlands is great fun. I will probably end up going back to that at some point. Because, like Mike, you said, you never truly, you don't quit World of Warcraft. You take breaks. Oh, Darksiders 2 and 3, Guardians in, man after man and or woman after my own heart, because the Darksiders franchise is some of my favorite stuff. The art style, the lore, the gameplay has always been nice and fun for me. The only one I've not played is Genesis because it just doesn't look like it kind of looks like it was a bit shat out, which is a shame because it's got the character that I was most excited to get my hands on. But hey, what are you gonna do? Okay, what else we got? So he's got some jewelry and some horns on him. He's got his hair, so we'll do his hair. Same. I need the masterwork for Dead Man's Hand. Or Dead Man's Tail. Dead Man's Tail? Dead Man's... Yeah. Dead Man's Tail. Yeah, I need to get the... love to get that masterworked. It's just... It's too much fun not to. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Cool, 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 cool. How about... I don't know what I've just spilled down myself. Yeah, who knows? I think it's just... I think it's just water. Okay, let's see. What can we do to work around these bits while they're still a bit wet? Actually, this one's pretty dry. Still hoping for... Yes, fingers crossed that we get a proper number 4 and finish off the series. How would you rank them? Okay, so Darksiders 1 is the best for overall gameplay, hands down. The whole Legend of Zelda style, like, dungeons, get new items, unlocks new areas, go back around things, like that Legend of Zelda kind of feeling to it, perfect. Then for Darksiders 2, it has the best world design and the best the best world building to it. The environments are gorgeous, character models are fantastic, everything pops really well. The Definitive Edition fixed a lot of the problems with the original one, and it was like chuck and loot at you, and it just didn't make any sense. And now it's all much tighter. That's great. I love that. Oh, excuse me. And number three's got the best boss designs. That's how I sort of like rank them. Each of them has something great to bring to the table in their own way. Rude. Okay, pop that back open. So just while we're waiting for various bits of it to dry, never hurts to just sort of neaten up a couple of areas that I've massively overspilled on. There we go. Bit better. So stuff like, went over the boots here, and that was a bit. For the most part, this one's all right. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go to the other ones. See where. It's mainly the boots I've overspilled on, which is not the worst thing in the world. Boots and cloaks. So I'll just put a little bit of grace here on that. Jobs are good. I think we're good there. Oh, you got all the presage stuff. That is awesome, Dr. Bacon. Hellishly cool. Do you know what? I did not as overspill as badly as I'd first envisioned. It's always a nice little thing to happen, isn't it? Whip took a little while to figure out, but it's been a while since I played it. Might go back again and play. Having a little quick playthrough. Because it's just fun. And that's what I'm all about. Like, I have had so much fun with Doom Eternal. Like, Ancient Gods Part 1 and Part 2. Perfect. Oh. Okay, so we'll go for some snake bite leather for the leather parts. Give it a really good shake. Or actually, do I want to go over with the black now while everything's pretty much dry? Yes, I'll go with the black. Ooh. There we go. Da, 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 da. What's going on here? So, with the Black Templar, I'm just going to go over literally everything that I just did with the Leviathan Blue. And hopefully it'll show up on camera. It all just sort of works. Oh god, yeah, the potatoes emote has been. I mean, that was of Mikey's own design. Like with most things in life, Mikey created his own doom. But by God, is it entertaining? Catch you later, Dr. Bacon. Enjoy your animu, and bacon be with you too. I say this every time, and I always forget. I need to get some bops and some beats going on in the background. Or, put your own bops and beats on. And you can tell me, what am I painting along to? Because usually I just sort of hum tunes in my head. Occasionally I'll stick Spotify on when I paint. Need to see, very kindly a friend gave me a bunch of like audio books, like Warhammer audio books, and I've only listened to one of them, and he gave them to me like 2 years ago, and I really need to listen to the others. I'm like, I don't have time for audio books. It's like you literally spend so much time just piss farting around with your hands. You can stick an audio book on, you big dumb idiot. But best laid plans and all that. I'll get around to it. Got them just up there. So what I've got: Red and Black, Garrow Oath of Moment, Garrow Legion of One, Raven's Flight, The Dark King and the Lightning Tower, Thunder from Fenris, Hellion Rain, Heart of Rage, and Fireborn. They all sound very good, actually. Okay, cool. So that's number 2 done. So, okay, I'll do a little comparison. If you can you can't see shit. So you can kind of see it. I don't know. It's kind of that stage where you're kind of just pushing paint around and hoping it all works out. And it usually does. And if it doesn't, that's fine, because it's only paint. You just go back and try again. See, that's the same for me, Gimli, but I find that like that's an enjoyable thing for me. I like the background noise because I can kind of like tune in and out. If I get, if I get lost off with something, it's no great shakes. I'm sure I'll pick it up again. There we go. So that's them all. So that's the armors done on these little bad boys. Always give your brushes a good wish. But does it defeat the point if the point of me putting an audio book on is just for background noise? These are the questions we must ask Gimli. There we go. Nice clean brush. All right. Oh. There we go. All right. So that's the armor done. So you can kind of. I think I definitely turned the autofocus on. Hang on, I'm going to put it back on. There we go. So you can kind of see. So camera's once again, it's kind of washing it out a little bit, but you can kind of get the idea that it's not a jet black. It's a blue black, which is what you want. Either way, all right, if I compare it to what I've got going on here, yeah, it works. It works. There we go. That's always good. That's always good. Right, so now I think we'll work right depending on who have we got where. Yeah, we can do that. That's fine. That's no worries. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. We're not gonna. We'll get some flesh tearers red. Ooh. Oh, I'm a crunchy boy. I am a crunchy, crunchy boy. Shake it. Shake the devil out of it. Shake it like a British nanny. Get it done. There we go. And as always, if anybody has any hobby questions or Warhammer questions or just general like nerd questions, or if it's not a question, you just want to say something and like Snyder Cut. What do people reckon? That's a thing. Have you watched the Snyder Cut? Are you bothered about the Snyder Cut? I watched it and I really enjoyed myself. But I can also see how 4 hours is a lot to ask. I ended up watching it in like 2 sittings, and my main takeaway was like I love the work of Zack Snyder. I love his directorial style. I love his films. But I can also see why people wouldn't be a fan of Zack Snyder's work. And Justice League is peak Snyder. Like he has been given total creative control to make his vision. And that is fantastic for somebody who wants to see more Zack Snyder stuff. But if you're not on board with like his style and how he likes to do things, probably not going to be for you. That's that. The Warhammer book's worth a read. There are so many Warhammer books out there, Guardians in, and there is almost like there is a book for pretty much every person out there. There is probably a Warhammer book that will encapsulate everything that you like in reading, in like fantasy reading or sci-fi reading. Hello there, Alpha Wolf. How's it going? You tapped out on Ant-Man, did you? That is very fair. I think I think the superhero genre has become very bloated, and I think fatigue's a thing. Like I'm a big fan of watching movies where good guys win, bad guys lose, that kind of thing. Big bombastic action scenes, that kind of stuff. But I know everyone hits a limit. Yeah, not too bad, Alpha Wolf. We're just painting some Slaves to Darkness here, trying to get them done, nice and quick. But at the same time, having some style and substance to what's going on. Hey, Zozo, good to see you. How you doing, Zozo? Oh, I overdid that. Where's a beauty? Yes, Flesh Terror's red contrast is just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. D&D. No, this is for Age of Sigmar, the Warhammer miniatures game. But I mean, you could use these for D&D. They'd make great like. I mean, basically anything makes for a great D&D. Yes, I think Flesh Terror's red contrast is one of my favorite contrasts. It's just very nice. And now you're deciding not to. There we go. How long have you been out of focus, you son of a... Right, we're going to go back onto the... We're going back. There we go. Oh, allergies. Is it like pollen allergies, or are we talking about like you found out there was nuts where you weren't expecting nuts? Both are bad. My hay fever has really calmed down past couple of years, which is great. I was always wanting to play D&D, just can't afford it, which really sucks. Alpha Wolf, man. If you get yourself on, if you get, I'm pretty sure if you go on D&D Beyond, the core rules for D&D Fifth Edition are free, and like you can generate a character and all that jazz, free, and then get yourself on roll 20. You know, get a couple of either get some friends together that are interested in playing, or go on roll 20, or sometimes if you're not already on, get on our Discord because there's quite a few people that play D&D on our Discord, which I will link in a moment. Oh, a little bit steady on. Hey there, Darren Main. Good to see you. So it's going well, man. How's yourself? Ooh, pollen. Yeah, the spring's coming in, which means all the trees and the flowers and the grasses and stuff are deciding to piss out all their little tiny particulates straight into your eyes, nose, and throat. Ah, cheers there, Gimli. So yeah, that's our Discord. Come check us out. We got some lovely people there. Yeah, we got a dedicated D&D channel in the Discord, so if you want to check that out, you know, introduce yourself, let yourself be known. Yeah, as I said, my relationship with hay fever has been very weird because didn't have hay fever for the longest time, and then I think like I was 12 years old, and one summer I thought I was dying. Like it hit me so hard, hay fever, like out of nowhere. Never had it in the past, not even like a little summer sniffle or a sneeze or anything like that. And then bam, hit me like a ton of bricks, and then for years after that, I was laid so like summer was torture. I would basically keep my head buried in like ice blocks, and I was constantly like washing my hands and face to try and like keep pollen off. Wouldn't let through drafts in the house or anything like that. And then over like the past couple of years, just it's just lessened out, and I don't understand why. I just kind of assumed it was something like, ah, hay fever's a thing. You get it. There you go. Have a good time. Right, you can see, got the red cloaks. They're very nice. Let's get the brush a wash again. Well, I say again. I'll give this brush a wash for the first time. suck, Zoe. Teabags in the eyes and pray to God. That just seems like a like just like a that just seems like the main family motto. Like to me, I feel like any situation that you've ever encountered, that's been your family's response to it now. It's like, remember what Grandfather Maine said: "Teabags on the eyes and pray to God." And that's my headcanon for your family now, Darren. If I am incredibly wrong, I do apologize. But I just like the idea that that any family would have a life motto of teabags on the eyes and pray to God. It's now being viewed by two of my kittens. Ah, I love kittens. It's been a weird thing in my life that I have never actually owned a kitten, but I've lived with several. Pretty much ever since I moved out of the old family home, every house I've lived in has had a black cat in it at some point, and it's always been very nice. Because I love cats. Well, I just like animals, really. My favorite animals are raccoons and possums, and I would love to meet them in person, but I don't know where in England you can find them. I've looked. Like, I don't want to own one because I don't feel like that wouldn't be fair, but I would like to meet one. Because I haven't really met a lot of animals because I am a city boy, and that led to a very interesting. Like, I'm a city boy, and I've never been to like a zoo. I've been to a couple of farms, and that led to a very interesting conversation on the way back home from a night out once, where Mikey basically just kept listing animals, and I kept going, "Nope, never seen one." And that was going, and it wasn't like he wasn't picking out like particularly like spectacular animals. Like, oh, you've never seen a giraffe? And I was like, no, I've never. It was just like it was just stuff like, oh, have you ever seen like a boar? I'm like, nah. It's brown. Jesus, Darren. They are not friendly in person. Raccoons can be domesticated, just not well. Possums carry leprosy. Humans also carry leprosy, and humans also can't be domesticated very well. So, we've all got our quirks and foibles. Just I remember watching a video with my partner of this. I think he was Canadian. Just like this old Canadian dude who was just like had like 30 raccoons in the back of his property that he was like feeding, and it was spectacular. Just feed them like 15 pounds of hot dogs and stuff, and these things are fucking huge. Like they were basically spherical. I was like, they're adorable. But I also was just like, that's too many. Like when you see it's like one of something can be quite adorable, and you're just like, oh no, it's okay. It's like even if it does go a bit crazy, I could probably take it in a fight. 30 of just about anything, makes me pause for thought at least. Okay, champion, so that's that done. There's no teabag emoji. That sucks. Delicious. I've known a few people that keep ferrets. I don't know, ferrets just don't do it for me. Cat snakes, not a huge fan of them. I'm not against them, but they seem overly untrustworthy. And this is coming from a man that likes raccoons, and they dress like burglars. So I don't know. I haven't really got any answers for you there. Okay, so that's nowhere near dry because there's a bunch of stuff in there. But we can get other stuff done while we're at it. Three kittens are now watching. Ah, fantastic. Tell the kittens I say hello and I love them. Okay, now we'll do the snake bite leather. Plug? What plug? There's a plug. There we go. The raccoon show. Oh wait, the raccoons. I think like the cartoon show with like the evil aardvark or something like that. Cyril Sneer. Also, Jeremy, that is a great idea. See if they've got any animals that need looking after. Okay, okay, okay. I think that one with like the pink aardvark, and I think it was literally just called the raccoons. Yeah, I think that was just called the raccoons. That's really interesting. I didn't know that like universities had those sort of things. Some Prime. I always remember watching it like in the mornings before I went to school. It was on like BBC Two or something like that. It's an absolute romp. Mm, there we go. Aye, simpler times, eh? Mhm. Okay, so what's next? I'm gonna try and leave the metallics till last, but we'll get some other stuff done here. So okay, so yeah, it's just like it's mainly the furs that we've got going on here. And that should be easy enough done. Let's see what. Do that head that he's holding first. There we go. Do you know what? I quite like that colour, so I'm gonna. You know what? Let's save that for. I'll block in a different colour first. Um, black green. Ah, that's awesome Shadow Star. Yeah, get them posted up. Certain things like yeah, man, Biker Mice from Mars was awesome. I always found it really difficult to find anybody like that could remember like two shows in particular. Sorry, no, three shows actually. Was Skeleton Warriors, SWAT Cats, and Pirates of Blackwater. For the longest time, I thought I made those damn things up because everybody else was like, no, no, what are you talking about? If you try doing some metallics with your airbrush, some YouTube channel I watched a couple of years ago, some metallics with an airbrush could be difficult. Oh no, I use metallics with my airbrush all the time. It's pretty much how I've done most of my Silver Templars army is metallics. Just use them in the same way as like non-metallics, really. At least I do. So I have like a base color in, base coat the things, and then I'll like actually you can kind of see it here. Like this was done. That was all. That was these. All these metallics were airbrushed. Celestine Living Saint, what a model! Absolutely gorgeous model that. Hmm. Right. Nah, you can airbrush pretty much anything. Like as long as you just keep your airbrush brush clean and thin it to the right consistency, you should be golden. Um, yeah, yeah. I've never really encountered many issues with airbrushing metallics. Right, what am I doing again? Fur. That's right. So I'm gonna say, did I not pick up a skeleton horde? But that's not. It's not very furish. I didn't pick up a fur color, but I'll get something. Oh, let's try Basilicanum Grey. Yeah, Swatcats was kick ass. Yep, Basilicanum Grey. And we'll just paint that over the fur. It should be okay. We can always dry brush it with something just to give it a bit more oomph. If it doesn't, if this silicon grey doesn't work out exactly how I was envisioning it in the old brain box. As I was saying the other week was like what I paint and what I have in my head are two entirely different things. Like I think I can safely say that the world will probably never see a single thing that I have in my head when it comes to painting. Because there is a huge discrepancy between my brain and my hands. Also, thank you Shadow Star for the incredibly wholesome kitten update content. That's what we're here for. I dig it. Is it worth getting an airbrush to have a bash early or waiting if you're fairly new and build up other techniques and understanding of paints and brushes and the shit they do together? I'd say yeah, wait on getting an airbrush. It's not they're not 100% needed. Like they're not like you don't desperately need to get an airbrush and you don't need to have like really expensive brushes or like anything like that. If you're just getting started, just like, pick up a few couple of bits and pieces. It's all about like finding your feet in the hobby first and like thinking it's like, hey, I like doing this or I don't like doing that. Like, getting to grips with a couple of techniques and things. Yeah, you don't need any sort of like prior skills to get an airbrush. I just think like just with the cost investment of it, like you can get a cheap no brand that I got like a cheap no brand. Whole thing, brush and compressor came to about 60 quid, and that was fine. But I wouldn't say it was suddenly like it makes certain parts of my life a lot easier, but on the whole, I do it mainly to save time rather than like this is who I am, this is what I do now. It's totally up to yourself. Like when you want to take the jump in airbrushing, the main thing is don't be scared of it. It's a tool. It's like anything else. You're gonna have to learn how to use it. You'll There's a learning curve to it, but don't fear that. The same way there's a learning curve to this. It's yeah, 1/24th scale model car kits. That'd be very nice to do with an airbrush. Right, how's this all getting on? It's getting on pretty nicely indeed. That's all dry. That's cool, that's cool. So I'll do a bit of... Yeah, I mainly use my airbrush for like base coating and just like quick zenithal highlights and stuff. So if you've got like, like my silver Templars, they're mainly silver. So spray them gunmetal, and then I go over the top with a lighter metal color, like a silver. That's the word for it. And that works fine. The big plan for Sunday is that D&D will not be going on, I'm afraid to say. Mikey currently has some family matters to attend to, so there'll be no D&D this week. Just while he gets that all sorted. There you go. Exactly, Darren. I love that. That is a fantastic mentality to have. Just play about, have fun with it. Like there are so many different things. Like no two of my Death Guard models look the same. I'm always trying to like my Death Guard. I loved like just playing around like with different ideas from a Death Guard. So that was fun to mix around. So yeah, having that mentality is a good way to go because it keeps means you're still having fun with it. Play around with the paints you like. You end up like falling into like certain colors that you like or patterns that you like, and it's great fun there. Right, so that's still drawing. That's still drawing. That's still drawing. What else can we get? What can we do while we're here? That isn't metallics. Stop. Yeah, that's all metallic stuff. Right. Okie dokie. Hmm. Tell you what, we'll do a little bit of a quick highlight on some stuff. So this is not the usual color I use, but I think it'll match pretty well for what I'm after. So I think we'll be okay there. Like what I'm going to do is just like quickly edge highlight some of the armor just to give it a little bit more of a blue. Just quick raised edges, nothing huge, but it just means I'm not wasting time like sitting around waiting for stuff to dry. With like the more speed painting, well, I say speed painting, like batch painting, you just want to kind of make your time as useful as possible. So like here, I'm just gonna do some quick and dirty edge highlights. Ah, it's Necrons you got, man after Mikey's heart. Do love the Necrons. I think hopefully soon enough, me and Mikey will be going toe to toe, Necrons versus Silver Templars, and Shriggus will be there too with his. Shriggus has got a pretty sizable force of word bearers coming along. So you're just like, yeah, you can kind of see where I've just picked out some quick, like I said, just something quick, just to make them a little bit, pop a little bit more. Everybody knows what's going on. Y'all know what the score is. Don't have to worry about too much about being like, the neatest thing in the world, because it's just across raised edges. But it's not even all of them. It's just the main ones that people are gonna see, and something that you think, draw the eye to. It's mainly about tricking people. We go. Yeah. Is it the new Necron Warrior models that you've got, Darren? Because those are absolutely chock full of character. Go again. Da, da, da. All I'm really doing here is just touching the edge of my brush to any sharp angles, just to catch the highlights. As I said, nothing too major. Just getting it going. Now, in honor of Mikey, I feel like I should ask the important question of what are people having for tea or lunch or breakfast, depending on what are people eating at your designated food slot? Because tonight I'm having ramen, chicken ramen. So I'm quite excited for that. Nice. What's your go-to Chinese order? I'm partial to salt and chili chicken myself. Salt and chili chicken, bit of crispy seaweed. Ho! Having a good time. Oh, burritos. Lovely, lovely burritos. So I finished some KFC cookies. Ah, nice one. That's some good times. Oh, crunchy back. Oh, I need the rack. Oh, all parts of me need the rack. Mushroom fried rice, sweet and sour chicken balls. A classic combo. Classic combo. That's what you want. Okay, so we're gonna have a look here at the. You know what? The fur is not popping for me. It just looks a bit. It just looks a bit unpainted. So we're gonna have to do something about that. So we're gonna take, yeah, some dark golden brown. See if we can do a little bit of something with this. Take my dry brush. Super secret paint palette technique. Okay, this dry brush is too big, but it's okay. We'll know that for the next one. So you kind of get right. I think I need more practice. Hey man, it's like anything. It takes a bit of practice. If you want a bit of advice when it comes to highlighting, at least this is what I started putting into practice myself a little bit, is take the largest brush you have, as long as it's got a good point on it, and then use that to highlight, and you will learn control quickly. It's just something I try and put into practice when I'm painting normally. When I'm just doing like, just any sort of paint project, is I will always try and use a larger brush than what I would be comfortable with. And that way you can sort of keep your control. But at the end of the day, just use, whatever you're comfortable with is the real key. And remember, you can always go back and like neaten up. So if you think you've made your highlight a bit too chunky, go back over with your base color and just maybe like thin it out a bit. Personally, I am a man who enjoys a chunky highlight. But that's because my painting style is not so much painting for the back row, but painting for the Games Workshop that is across town. Sure, I'm going to use that brown again. To do some like the leather, because there's a bunch of like leather straps and like stuff like that that I've kind of gone over with the contrast, and I think it'll be quite noticeable once the end result's done. So I'll go back and just sort of block them out. You see, he's got like a belt on here, so I'm just gonna, nothing major, just a quick little block in a colour like that. Not stressing majorly that I've got it super neat. Just as long as there's a bit of colour there. So we're going back over the belt buckle anyway, so that's fine. So if he's got any strap, so like here he's got a little cable, a little tie or something like that on his wrist there. And you know what? I'm gonna paint this hair in because the Basilicon grey once again hasn't done quite what I was hoping it would. So I'll paint that in, and then we'll wash that later. Hey, John. Nice to see you, mate. How's it going? How was work? Just painting some Slaves to Darkness tonight. Because I got the itch for Age of Sigma. Got a bit of hair there too. See, that's fine. Kitten's restarting the stream. Nice one. Yeah, same on this guy. He's got a belt to keep his trousers up. Because you don't want your trousers falling down in the middle of the battle. Even if you are a rampaging agent of chaos. You didn't want to be walking around with your bum out. That's not good. No one will take you seriously if your bum's out. Well, depending on your profession and situation, some people will take you very seriously if your bum's out. Let's have a look around here. Is there any straps? I suppose we could just do these straps here on his shield. I'm loving the coverage on this brown because it means I don't have to go doing multiple layers on just, a single strap, which is usually like the bane of my existence. Stop. Say no more, John. I totally understand you. Like that is all that needs to be said about your work, John. We'll leave it at that. Just glad to have you here, my dude. Straps done. Oh, he's got like a little necklace. That's lovely. I hope his mum made that. I hope his mum made that for him. Little necklace for him. Just paint in some of this. Just because it looks a bit untidy. There we go. There we go. Oh, I'm glad that I can attempt to provide that for you. There we go. Oh, I'll just get the underside here. Do. There we go. Aye, that's looking grand, that is. Aye, proper bow. Aye, it's been a nice day. I had a fairly standard work day. I'm changing my hours around a bit, so So the next crafting with the Kaiju is probably going to be on a bit later than usual. Probably looking at closer to like, rather than 7, it's probably going to be closer to about 9 o'clock. Or I'll potentially switch it around and do something on, what you calls it, Saturday. It's the day after Friday. But ooh, yeah, in either case, something will work out. I'll either change the days or my times will change slightly. But either way, I'll make it work. We'll have a chill one. I might even see about possibly doing like something in the morning. Well, like my morning. Don't know what time that'll be for anybody else. Who knows? We shall wait and see. Okay, so these are all pretty much all the non-metallics are all done. So we will move on to the metallics. So it's not really gold and silver that we're going for, but we'll do the silver first. I love this. I love this silver. I got this in like a random sort of like blind box subscription thing, and I've never heard of this brand before or since, and so I'm gonna have to try and track this down once this bottle runs out because I really like this gunmetal. Because I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do when it runs out. Well, I'll just use another metallic. But I like to be a little bit dramatic. So just get that going. So I'll just do. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. And like I was saying before, I'm using a larger brush than I'm aptly done. One, because it covers quicker, because I'm a lazy bastard like that. And two, it forces me to have to exercise more control. With the theory being I will then be better at controlling my paint. But that's the theory. I think it's paid off for the most part. Okay, so we'll do that rune in silver just to make it pop a little bit more. And that I will mark in silver, but I'll go over that in gold again, most likely. What else needs to be? Is there anything else that needs to be silver on this little bad boy? No, I think we're good. Champion. So I'll move on to the next one. Right here. So just the axe head. Some of these will probably might need like a second coat. Like this is a good silver, but silver doesn't cover very well over like really bright undercoats. So like it tends to come off a bit splotchy over like over white. Oh, we go on here. Is there anything on the back? Anything like that? No, that's good. It's just the axe. itchy. Top of me gourd's a bit itchy there. So I do see that we are coming up to 9 o'clock, but I'm having a good time here, and we are on the home stretch. So I'm going to stay on a bit longer. If y'all want to hang around and chill with me, that is lovely. I very much appreciate everybody who's tuned in to hang out and chill. Collectively, we will come together and we will slay the grey. And I did have like a little side project thing lined up that's just on the side there. So we might do a little bit of that while some of this dries. Because at the start of the stream I was talking about, you know, how I keep picking up like very specific things and I need to stop doing that because I'm running out of space for stuff. Well, I picked up some more specific things. Because I heard they might be good. There we go. Any more silver? No. Yeah, with these the Slaves to Darkness, it's mainly like golds for the metallics. As you can see. Have a little slurp of water. Lovely. Because yeah, I got a little bit of the old monarch juice left. Right. Okay, Retributed Gold, one of my favorite golds. My first favorite gold is the gold metallic pigments from Green Stuff World. I love that stuff, but I just couldn't be bothered to mix up a batch. It's also not the gold that I used on these, and I know they are two very different golds, so I didn't want to mess around too much. Okay, little dash of water, just to smooth it out. Smooth paints for smooth brains. Work is over. Thanks for getting. Thanks. Hey, PJ, buddy. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. I'm glad that my ramblings can get you through. PJ is absolute ledge. And he's a right good Twitch streamer. You should go check him out. You still doing Darkest Dungeon? Because that's been great fun to have on the background while I paint. Yeah, I have a weird relationship with these model holders because they are great. They are brilliant, and they're only about like they're like a fiver, which is an amount of money. Like I've been lucky enough that I've sort of come into possession of three of them through the course of like just like buying other products, and they keep getting chucked at me for whatever reason. So so these are good, but also what is good is like a shot glass and some blue tack. Like that works really well. Also, this is a vampire that I have that I've been playing around with, which is quite fun. Ah, Shadow Star. Get yourself to bed. Good night. I shall catch you soon enough. Darkest Dungeon's done. Nice for now. Beat the base game. Might go back for hard difficulties one day. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Realize. Oh, what was the one that you were playing the other day? Really fun. You were like fighting that giant moth because I'm sure it appeared on. It was weird. Game Pass recommended it to me like an hour or two later when I was looking for something to play, and I was like, that is eerie, but I'm into it. Okay, so focus. Cool, cool, cool. That's all the stuff at the front done. Brilliant. So now we shall crosscode. That was it. Yeah. Yeah, that looks sick as fuck game. Like, use toilet roller cardboard glued on the end. Yep, that works too. Basically, all you're really looking for in a model holder is something you can just secure the model to. Like, I always thought it was like a bit of a, when I first got into hobby painting, people were like, oh, you should get a, seeing people with like hobby holders and stuff like that, like miniature holders and things. I was like, that seems a bit unnecessary, he said, as he was like holding a model like in his claw grip for like 2 hours and going like, why do I have can cramp all the time? You're like, oh, you're seeing just hold it in my hand like this, and it's comfortable and it's maneuverable, and I'm not getting my spam handles all over it. Hey, Jenko, how's it going, my man? Yes, Monarch, which I assume is made from real butterflies, and butterflies taste of peach, is delicious. It's still not beating Mango Loco for the top spot though. That's what the heart truly desires. Oh, yeah, that's fair, man. It did look really cool. Like I think I'm gonna have to, like I said, it was on Game Pass, so I think I'm gonna have to like give it a download and give it a shot myself because it did look like a lot of fun.
Is that? Is it a pommel? I don't know weapons. The bottom part. And we'll do the chest cross just here. We'll do that skull. It's here. Because a gold skull always just looks cool, doesn't it? And that's what we're in the business for. We're in the business for cool. Does he have any? Nah, he's alright. Right. Here it dries super quick, is the only problem. So you kind of gotta be fast. Or I've got to mix it better. One of the two. I think it's because the overhead light's quite bright, so it dries it out quite quickly. There we go. And yep, that's all good there. So we'll actually, speaking of knowing shit all about weapons, I've been having a great time watching. Things like IGN are doing it, where they've got got one of the head guys from the Royal Armoury in Leeds to like look at in-game weapons from various video games and be like, hey, this is a pretty accurate representation, or hey, this is like sort of one of these things, but it's missing this thing because they've done this for whatever reason, and it's been fascinating. Watch the Hunt Showdown, which was really cool because it was all like Western weaponry. Resi 4 was very cool. How many figurines do you have that still need painting? That is a very good question, Alpha Wolf 256. I don't know. Like my like my current backlog is probably in the hundreds. Is probably a safe bet. So I'm just trying to take things one project at a time at the moment. Yes, too many. And I will no doubt be adding to it. Because there are just so many nice things that keep coming out, and I'm like, oh, I'll get this and get that, and yeah. it happens. It's the life. It's the life of a miniature painter, or just any kind of like Games Workshop or whatever miniatures game enthusiast. Because it's not even like always war games. Sometimes it's just 3D printed models that I like the look of, or board games is another one. I mean, I don't beat myself up too much about unpainted board games because I'm just like, that's fair enough. Like, you don't have to paint them, but it'd be nice if you did. But oh, um, actually, Alpha Wolf. Now that you've said it, you reminded me, and it's probably something I'm gonna have to do because I've been sitting on them for a while, and there's no real. Oh, just missed a bit there. Okay, we'll catch that. Yes, it is a hobby. But yes, when I was halfway through my brain thinking there is so those of you who follow the channel know that we do D&D on Sundays, and we are running a campaign from a company called Dungeon in a Box, and their physical copies come with miniatures for you to run on your tabletop. Obviously, meeting in person hasn't exactly been a thing we've been able to do. But they've been having some production issues with their custom minis, so they've been sending out generic minis, which is great. And but I don't have much use for them, so I've got a pile in various states. Is that nope? That's not one of them. Is that nope? That's it. See, this is what I mean. This is the issues that we have. Okay, so here's some of them. And I think here's here's some more. And is there more in here? I think there is. One, two, yep. And no, no, we're good here. That's okay. Is this okay? Yep, that's fine. Uh, oh, there's a piece there. Is that that? Is there any more? Oh, yeah, that's all of them. Right. So, as I was saying, they they're supposed to come with custom minis to the campaign. I've painted some of them in the past on stream or just for fun, but they've been having some production issues with their custom minis. So they have. I'll just tilt the camera down a bit so you can. So they've been sending out some like generic stuff like this from two companies mainly, like from WizKids and Reaper Bones, who do great like really like cheap and cheerful fun D&D minis, things like that. But I don't have much use for these myself. So I was thinking of something good. So what I want to do down the line is do a bit of a giveaway as part of the channel and give this away to the community so people who can get some use out of them, get them. That kind of thing. So yeah, it's like cultists. You got cool cultists and devils, blade guard battle golem, these mono drone and duo drones, and they're all going everywhere already. Calm down. All right, I'll put you over here. Some human barbarians, elf wizard, little kobolds, um, Cthulhu shrine comes in a couple of different pieces. There's the drones. There's a lich here. Some kind of bug creature that I cannot remember the name of. Another bug creature that's kind of fallen apart, so I need to glue that together. And a little undead dwarf. There's a little battle axe. So yeah, I'm not going to get much use out of any of these. So I'd much rather they go to the people that support us, and they can find a good home on your tabletop or on your shelf or something like that. So I'll have to get that set up soon. I'll talk to the lads about getting that done, and we'll do some kind of channel giveaway. And so for people who wanna get their hands on that, yes, that was rambling. That took far too long. But while I've actually got this in my head, I'm going to glue this together, just so the pieces aren't flopping about the place. Okay. Going like this. Or do you go around the other way? No, nothing goes right the first. Yeah, there we go. Right the first time. Oh, there should be a head to this as well. There we go. There should be a head. Where is the head? I don't know where I put that box now. Aha, there you are. I've got a lot of showpieces as it is, so I'd much rather that these went to a good home, as it were. Come on, you fit in. Having a good time here. There we go. So yeah, and there's a little bug guy. Just put them there. Wasn't until I've pulled them all out that I realised actually how many I've got, and I think I've got some more somewhere else. So yes, we'll get something sorted with that one, and that'll be nice. But yes, in the meantime, we can do some washes on the gold. So I'm going to use Rifle and Flesh Shade because that's my favorite combo. It's gold and Rifle and Flesh Shade because it just Flesh Shade. Flesh Shade. You can call him Steve. Steve Bugman. Not to be confused with Josef Bugman. The only problem I found with these new, like the new Slaves to Darkness sculpts are gorgeous, but there's a couple of places where the details are a little bit more shallow than that I'd be happy with. No great shakes. It is what it is. I'm just gonna daub this in as well. Why? Because why not? Add a bit of difference because I've done these two furs very similar. So to give them a little bit of difference to them, I'll put some flesh shade on this one. Just change it up a bit. Black and red is a strong color combination there. See if you get yourself into a Warhammer, I suggest giving the Blood Angels a look if that is the color combo that you're a fan of, because they have the Blood Angels themselves are red and black, and then they have the subset of the Death Company, which are black and red. And it's a strong combo. I mean, as you can see with my Slaves to Darkness, I've given them red capes and black armor. Move this back up again. Da, 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 da. Oh yeah, if I just do that, yeah, that works. God, I have everything at such a weird angle when I can just do it like this, easy, easy. Makes sense, but unfortunately that is not the vibe that we're going for, because I'm going for like the classic Slaves to Darkness color scheme here. So that is not the vibe. If I was doing something a bit more cornate, I probably would go for that. Because that's the joy of painting black, is that you can pretty much highlight up from whatever you want. That's all done, that's all done. Yep, they're all good. Okay, so now we'll go with getting that silver. Oh heck, has that dried out? It has. I'm gonna have to get a bit more gold. Where did I put the gold?
Let's get it over here. Ah, nice one, man. Yeah, yeah. What kind of sprays do you use? Because I was very interested in like trying out some like Tamiya paints because doing that like Gundam kick I did, like I started custom painting one and I was just like, I don't like the finish overly that like more matte paints are given, but I just like like I always see like in Gundam tutorials a lot of people are using like Tamiya paints. That seems to have like some good transferability to it, so I was like, maybe. Nope, why am I picking you up? Going for you because you got your little cool PSD there. What have you got going on here? You've got earrings too. Cool. Just the one though. And oh, you've got a nose ring. There we go. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, like I said, it's like yeah, to me, it's like interests me, but it's like anything. I don't want to be buying more stuff for a very specific thing. So if I can find more like transferable ability with Tamiya paints, I'll probably pick up some stuff. But I think I'm good with what I've got for now. Until Green Stuff World release some other very specific auxiliary product, in which case I'm just like, take my money, please. Right, TS series. Okay, cool, cool, cool. We're almost on the home stretch now, lads and lasses, and everybody in between. Trying to pay for a wedding for Cities. Wow, GW is testing you, testing you hard. Oh, that is, man, that is pain. I mean, hopefully somebody like get you that as like a wedding gift or something like that. I don't know. Oh, that is pretty. That's rough stuff. Like, I know Curse City is very close to dropping. I mean, you know, if we were just going off like the fact that they've been doing those painting videos all week, like it should be getting announced probably this weekend. Like comboing that off the fact that they've revealed the Soulblight Grave Lords, it's just like, just give us the Cursed City. Give us Cursed City. Come on. I got two questions. Where's the Cursed City? And give me the Cursed City. Okay. So that is nearly everything. So yeah, they're all painted. That's painted. That's painted. That's painted. That's all done there. Oh, I just put my thumb in it. Damn it. I'm good to go. I'm
gonna do a little bit of little highlight just on the scales there, just to oh, I've got time. What is going on here? Ah, there we go. Also, why is Curse City? Yeah, that'd be great, man. Yeah, just like so we'll just so touch up, touch of paint that. Okay, perfect. There we go, lovely. Just, just something quick and easy. Just a quick and dirty highlight here. Nothing too major. Just to give it a little pop. Go. Righty ho. I will have to check these out. Also, I'm always like fascinated by like other model kits. Like I know I'm very much like a miniatures painter, but I love like I love people that like get into the RC kits and stuff like that. I always think that's like fantastic. But like being not being like a massive like car guy myself, I'm just like a car is either cool or all right to me, you know, which is probably a bit of a shame because it's something I might not appreciate as much as others. Peace out, Alpha Wolf. You take care of yourself. Don't study too hard. I'll know. Lovely having you here, though. Take care of yourself, champion, alright? Okay, so now we're just gonna shove some heads into some sockets. Go. I can't remember which one goes into which, but I don't think it really matters at this point.
Yeah, there we go. So there we have. Where I go when you stream again? I stream. I myself stream on the Friday nights. Usually at 7. Might be a bit later next week, but if you are on the Discord, we'll always post updates there. Or if you check out at Loud Tweet on Twitter, that'll keep you up to date as well. And you can follow me personally on Twitter and Instagram at Crafting Kaiju. So if you want to keep updated with all the news about the doings and the happenings. But yeah, so they're all I'm pretty done. I've still got to base them, but bit of PVA glue, bit of scatter, jobs are good in there. So the main thing is, because it's been a while since I painted up Chaos Warriors. So if I just dot them in and about, do they look cohesive with the rest of what I'm going for? And yes, I think they fit pretty well. Move them back a bit. So yeah, all works together as one big angry chaosy mess. I love it. So that's done pretty well. Um, yeah, I think I've done pretty well there. Stayed on a little bit longer, but it was worth it. See a job done to the backlog brawl. So I'll end things here. I know I said I was going to go with some green stuff, Will, but I think like this is probably a good time as any to end it, and we'll come back to the weird and wonderful stuff another time. But I thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in, chilling out, taking part, lurking, all that stuff. It's always good. Big love to my monsters and mechas. As I said before, we won't be streaming D&D Sunday. I don't know whether we're going to do anything else, but it's not going to be D&D on Sunday. But like I said before, you can catch me at Crafting Kaiju on the Insta Googles and the Twitter mabobs. So please follow me. My Instagram is usually where I post up most of my miniatures and things. Twitter is just where I sort of go brain spill or retweet stuff that I find funny. So if you're into that sort of thing, you can join the Discord, which is a great, fun, happening place. We lovely arts and crafts, lovely D&D section, video games, all that nerd goodness that everybody comes to know and love. But yeah, take care of yourselves. Where's my camera gone? There it is. Take care of yourselves. Keep your paint thin, your metal heavy, and we'll catch you guys another time. Another place. If I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window. How many times can I get these hackneyed phrases out before I finally find the button to finish this off? He's found it. Peace.